Anybody got anything good they want to share? Win, positivity, something cool that's happened?
I got something.
Go for it, Jane.
I watched the Octopus web buzz web, and all this time I thought I had to have a niche of what industry, and now you explain it's what I'm offering, and I like, wow, I got it, I got it. Of course, I got it last week, but you confirmed it today when I got to watch that. So
We're actually going to get a little deeper into that here tonight. We're going to kind of break into that a little bit more. So
yeah,
good that you watched it.
Yeah, Roger, you need to. Did you see the comment I put on it?
No, I haven't gone back and checked that. So I'll go ahead and check that on there. I'm glad you brought that up though, because I knew that was going to be a good topic, Shawn. We just talked about it before this call. So awesome.
Yeah.
That Jane brings that up.
Yeah. So there's a movie about an octopus. So you need to look at my comment there.
I will.
Anybody else got something cool, a win, positive, something? Lorraine, Kim.
I'm sorry I'm not on video. I'm driving, but something positive or a win is I got a chance to speak to Mickey's group. So I thought that was first really awesome that she invited me to speak to.
It was super awesome. It was really nice. And I've been having people contacting me so that they could contact Lorraine. I just thought how, you remember, Shawn, when you said like this was like a mastermind group? I really felt the power of it, of being part of a mastermind group. So it was really neat. I really liked that experience. And of course, Lorraine is the expert. And so she did really, really well.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Mickey. So yes, I just wanted to share that that positive win or experience.
It's awesome. I know Lorraine and I had a call today, and Mickey, your group caused her to have a lot of new tasks that I've given her for her process and whatnot because of what your group's doing and some of the other places that have drove some opportunities in for her. It's opened up I don't want to call it a pain point, but more of the microscope got shined in a little bit on some some clarity.
The call that we had earlier was really positive as well, because I'm really starting to, I mean, we have the shell, right? We have the website, we have the social media, we have all of that, but then starting to really learn how to optimize all this stuff. And it's a lot of work, but once you start to understand how to use it more efficiently, then it'll start to do the work for itself. So yeah, that was another positive thing to share this week, even though it just happened, but yes.
Awesome. Anybody else? Maybe someone like Kim who's got something cool that's happened lately.
Hi, everyone. I do have something cool to share. We just onboarded a new virtual assistant, I want to say last Monday. And we're right now, she set an appointment for us. We walked the property over the weekend, and we are in contract negotiations right now with the seller. So that's a win for us. With our new
Wait, you didn't tell me that part earlier.
I think I forgot that part.
Oh.
We talked about so many other things.
Yeah, we talked about the VA, but you didn't tell me you were in contract with an opportunity.
Yeah, well, the contract went out, and we're negotiating now. It was after the conversation we had.
Got it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Thanks.
Congrats, Kim.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Actually, real quick, how many of you guys think Kim looks good on camera and would do really well on videos?
I do.
All those heads shaking yes, the hands up. See, Kim, told you.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
You can do it.
She knows she needs to do more videos, but she's afraid to do them. I don't know. I think she looks good on camera and would do really well.
I'm breaking out in a sweat right now. I can't do it.
Just do it.
You got too many lights turned on you.
Yeah, but Kim, what makes it worse? What would make it worse, live or a video? I mean, a video, you can stop and start and redo. Live, you can't. So if you just start doing live, then it's just like, all I have is live. I mean, you just got to do it. And then you just can get over it then.
I will. I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to give the live a shot and see if that works better than doing 30 takes for one video.
Right,
Just-
exactly.
You can also
So
take your video and make
there's
it
no
live after
takeover.
you record it.
What'd you
Just-
say?
You
can
can take
also-
your lives and download them later
Oh, okay.
to use. But I was gonna say, just ask Marie. I threw her into the wolf's nest one time. Just threw her on a stage in front of a bunch of people. She got comfortable.
Yeah. And I was going to say, just keep all your bad recordings, because Liz and I have a couple of blooper reels that are coming out, because it's really funny when the two of us mess up when we're recording videos. So those are fun to keep too. We used to delete them and I was like, we got to stop deleting them. We just got to show people all this stupid stuff we say.
Yeah, but
I know, I have
Yeah.
a ton of those.
And you know what else? So it's funny because we had to re-record voice messages for our lists that were going out. And when we first did them, there was take after take after take, and they were kind of funny. And the other day, it was one time, hey, this is Liz, I can't, sorry, I missed you, blah, 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 blah. Here you go. Psh, she did it one time, over and done. So it gets easier,
I'm sure.
way easier.
I'm just a
Practice.
big chicken.
If not, JP is a hired actor. He is for hire.
Sure.
So
You know, Ken, if this makes you feel any better, every time that I am prepping to go live, I always do, like, I'm a prepper, a big time prepper, because I want to make sure that I'm providing a ton of value and I want to say it in the least amount of words possible. Whenever I prep like that, it's a disaster. Whenever I just get on and I speak from what I know and what I feel that I want to share, it's like, it's true and it's real and it's like, it's better than, you know, everything that I prep for. So I feel like when I prep, I always get to the point I'm like, I'm not going to go live. I'm going to go do something else and I'll come back to it, until finally it gets to a point where I'm like, I've got to go live, and I just do it. And then I get done. I'm like, what the hell was I so freaking nervous about? Like, I still get nervous 5 years into it. I still get nervous when I psych myself up for it. But if I just turn the record button on, it's all good. And you'll probably be the same way. So just do it.
I will. Thank you.
is that enough encouragement, or do you need more?
I think that's enough. I'm good. Thanks, guys.
She's like, get the spotlight off me. Anybody else? Something cool, fun, exciting that you want to share? A win, something good that you had happen, whatever the case.
Well, I'm working on a house that's almost done. And the little lady across the street passed away on January 1st. And she literally, well, not saved my life, but she did save my life. For those who've ever heard about me getting locked in the garage. And I had to yell out of the top of the garage for her to come help me. And she couldn't see me. And then she said, hold on, let me get my walker. And then she had to walk across the street as she's saying, I just came from chemotherapy. So the sad thing is she passed away, but met all of her daughters, and all of her daughters are entertaining the idea of us buying her house to rehab. They know what we do, but they want, you know, it's a hot area and they want good money out of it, but it's grandma's house after 25 years. So that was just exciting that we at least get first dibs and first opportunity on the house. So
Love it.
I'm excited, but I won't overpay. So I know they want top dollar, but I won't overpay.
I just want to say Liz printed them out, the Word version of our ebook. So it's not pretty, but she was like, I just want to give them something in their hands to look at. Why
Yeah,
they
so
should
that they
look
can
at.
see. I mean, the frustrating thing is that they already have a realtor involved because mom wanted a realtor involved, where I probably should have hit her up first. But and so hopefully we can do it with realtor involved and just one realtor, not the other side. So we'll see.
Roger, make a note of that. We're going to come back to that because there's something that they definitely could do or could have done. And we'll talk briefly about that here in a second. Anybody else?
And just piggybacking off of your Octopus thing, because I know that you saw that I commented about my 20 blogs. So Liz doesn't know this yet, but I already created a calendar and we have all the titles of our blogs until June. So bi-weekly, we're going to be posting blogs and I have all of them planned out through June.
Why bi-weekly, not weekly?
Well, I don't have enough content to get that far. I wanted to go at least 6 months in advance.
Well, I guess you've got 3 months in advance, and you've got 3 months to figure out the next 3 months.
Fine. Thanks for
We
pushing.
can talk, Roger. We
I
can
still
even talk about that
win,
here
Marie.
too.
I still consider it a win, Marie. So thank you.
It is a win. It is a
She's
win.
happy because I came up with the calendar and most of the content.
Yep, it's good.
Anybody else? Anything?
Oh, I wanted to report on my lead magnet. So my lead magnet wasn't very complicated. It was how to renovate your kitchen on a small budget on one of the kitchen that we did. And the lead magnet is the part where they get to have the list of all the, the lights, the fixtures, everything that went into that kitchen with the Amazon link. And I had someone on Facebook that asked me if he could share that, my lead magnet, my blog. I just thought I was like, hey, that's pretty cool. So we'll see where it leads.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
That's getting some traction on becoming an authority in your space. That's perfect. People are looking at you as the expert. So that's awesome. That's a great win.
I for some reason I got this image of the next Chip and Joanna games. It's the Mickey and Israel.
Mickey and Isa, because Israel doesn't come in front of the camera.
True. So Mickey, Isa, and Wilson.
Yes.
Got to have the contractor in there. So
yes.
Awesome. Anybody else? Last chance. Anything cool you want to share? Positive, good, anything?
I got one. We got a 4 unit, soon to be 5 unit building in contract here, 5 minutes up the street from us. It came from another investor that sucks at investing. He defaulted on the taxes. He got this property owner financed to him for 15 years at 0% interest. And somehow he screwed up that and didn't pay the taxes in 18, 19, or 20. So they sold it for taxes at the courthouse. And now he's trying to get himself bailed out. So we were able to purchase his equity, which he had paid this seller probably $60,000 over the last 5 years. He bought it in 16. So we were able to purchase his equity for 20 grand and assume the $115,000 note at 0% interest for 10 years on a 5 unit building. So we're tossing that all around the Facebook world, looking to raise 40 grand to bail the taxes out, buy them out, and put a new roof and do some exterior uplift to this building.
Where'd the lead come from?
He messaged me. He's been trying to sell me a bunch of junk for the last few months, and I wasn't biting until last second. He literally has a month. He's got 6 weeks to pay the taxes, or he's leaving his, seller, his owner financee out to dry. So it came from just Facebook and us putting our face out there, and people know we're buying right now. So it came to us nice and smooth right through a Facebook text message.
Awareness.
But I will say this too, when I'm posting out in Fortune Builders and all these groups and stuff, trying to raise the money for it, the first thing a lot of people have been doing is Facebook creeping me, going to our website. Somebody actually told me, hey, really cool website, by the way, today. So I got them I sent them your link for the master class that's on your headline on your Facebook page. And he said, oh, cool. Really cool. We're looking for a new site here in the next 6 months. So I might've got you a lead there.
Love it.
He
Jordan,
might have got you a blog.
Yeah, I got me a blog. I need that, man. I'm up to a total of 0 blogs on my real estate blog. So yeah, man, I need that.
ambassador page, Jordan. That's how we do it.
That's right. That is how we do it. Oh yeah, I need to do this ambassador page for the real estate thing. I don't know. Time. Run out of time.
All right. Well, with that, we are going to shift into something Roger and I talked briefly about on the Web Buzz podcast. Some of you guys who watched last week's podcast episode? Jane, I know
watched
you
part
did.
of it.
Marie
did.
obviously did. Liz,
I
Bill's
did.
got his hand up. Okay, for everybody that didn't, I'll just be straight. Why not? It's free knowledge. It's free content. It's free things that are going to help you move the needle. So if you don't watch them, don't listen to them, you're just kind of letting free stuff go. But with that, we brought up an analogy. It kind of stemmed from last Monday night's conversation. Towards the tail end of the night, I threw something out where I said your marketing around your business is kind of like this weird sea creature octopus that's so weird and freakishly big that it lives by Roger and Guam and swipes people up off of the Mediterranean coastline. That's really, like, in the grand scheme of how big your marketing is and how complex it is, that it can do something like that. And when I said it, it was just, it was an analogy that stuck in my head for a moment and it came out. But a few of you reached out after the call and was like, it was the biggest light bulb moment of it. So Roger and I took that and ran with it a little bit on the Web Buzz podcast last week and really got down and dirty into what truly your marketing would look like if it was an octopus. And tonight we want to take it even deeper, really kind of break it down, but more importantly, help you guys kind of identify what your octopus should look like and what are the different components of it for you, and get a little bit more clarity on it. Because the more he and I has actually talked about it, it was funny, we did it on the episode, and then I think we had a call with a prospect right after it, and then we had another call later in the week, and it just kept coming up after that. Every time we turned around, we were like, it's like the octopus. It's like the octopus. So it's kind of stuck in here. So Roger, I'll kind of kick it to you here for a second. Anything you want to kind of briefly touch on before we go deeper into it? I'm going to pull the photo up in case you want to show that real quick.
Yeah. So one of the things that I don't want to get too deep as we kind of go through this. Actually, if you're going to bring up the photo, I can definitely kind of go over some of those items because Jordan literally nailed one of them right now. So I'll wait till that comes up. All right, here we go. So there's multiple ways to really look at this, right? It's like when you look at the octopus, it could be anything. It could be some kind of diagram with, it's like what is it called? A flow chart or whatnot, but we just kind of use something fun that maybe it just kind of gets, not too serious and kind of shows you where all the arms at. So in this case, we're using the octopus. And one of the things that we talked about on the podcast was what's in the center, right? What's actually in the center? Where are we bringing everything back? And with Shawn and I, we're kind of talking about what's going to feed the octopus, right? What is it going to take those arms and kind of move them in and feed the octopus? Well, these different arms. And what we decided to really run with, and this can be kind of used in many different ways, but in this case, we're using it as a diagram to explain how to feed the offer, right? But that offer, it can be another diagram of an octopus and how to feed something else within your business, right? And then you kind of break that up. So use this more of a general diagram. In this case, we're going to keep on that path of the offer and kind of help some of you guys out that might be stuck trying to identify what these arms are that are going to feed your offer, right? So in this case, we broke this up really easy. One of the main ones Top Results Consulting focuses on is your website, number one, right? So your website, your foundational area of your hub of your digital marketing is your website. That's where everybody essentially is going to end up. So if you look at that arm, that picture that we have up, the website's at the tip of the arm, right? But then it has all these suction cups that Shawn's kind of pointing out right now, those little suction cups. Now, the website is the general kind of like platform, but the website has a lot of information, and that's essentially what's going to help stick some of your leads that are coming in or some of the visitors that come and visit you. So you need a lot of those suction cups, right? And those suction cups could represent blog posts, which are just content that basically are out there that will kind of suck people in, right, to your website, your lead magnets, anything else that might be of value on your website. So you got to look at that one arm in everything that you can do to that one arm to really strengthen it up, right? Make it really, really strong. And that's just adding value, more value, more value. So one thing that popped out, just so I can kind of use the example that came up right now that Jordan was talking about. So that was a very, very good question that Shawn asked, like, where did that lead come from, right? Where did it come from, Jordan? And Jordan answered, well, it's us putting ourselves out there. And at the end of the day, it came from Facebook. Sounds like Jordan put some information out there. They're not only on their website, but they put it on Facebook. They probably put it on other platforms that they're on all over. Point being, Jordan created another arm to his offer. Basically, what they offer in their business is social media, right? They actually created an arm. They strengthened that arm up by putting posts out there, putting themselves out there, videos, whatever it might be. I'm not sure exactly what he did, but point is, it caught the attention. Basically, it sucked someone in. One of those suction cups represents one of his posts. So it grabbed the attention of that particular investor that was in trouble, right? It grabbed the attention. It grabbed attention enough for him to message basically Jordan, start asking him questions. Most likely this investor is like, he doesn't want to waste time because he's in trouble. He needs something quick. So he wants to make sure that he's dealing with someone that's credible. And that's where the website and all these arms become to work together, because now he went to social media, he messaged Jordan. He probably had some response that was really positive. Well, guess what? That investor probably said, man, this is sounding really good. I better do my homework a little bit, make sure this guy's for real. And that, so I can keep moving forward, not waste my time, because I only have maybe a week, 2 weeks, whatever, before I lose some money. So he probably went, to Jordan's point, probably went online, did some research, found his website, read up on him, and eventually feels good. That investor's going to feel good about doing business with them. Okay. So I'll kind of stop there. Shawn, I think you can probably add some stuff to that.
Yeah, to that point, right? Roger's talking about these suction cups are the pieces, right? At the end of the day, the octopus needs to eat. It wants to eat what an octopus likes to eat. In your case of a business, your offer is trying to attract its food. Its food is the ideal audience, the ideal client. Now, what Roger's kind of hinting here is Jordan put something out there. And let's say this little suction cup of a social media post initially sucked that person in, but they didn't land completely on the suction cup. The post was weak. The suction cup didn't really hold on to them. The post didn't have enough information. So the octopus, in this case, Jordan's business, wasn't able to bring it all the way, hold on to it to bring it in to the center and feed itself, bring it straight from that one post back into the offer. So the guy got free, right? The food got free. But what was right there to swoop it up? Another suction cup, something on the website. He went to the website, he got sucked up again. This time, maybe he got sucked a little harder. He stuck in there a little longer. And because of that, he was able to draw the conclusion, hey, Appalachian Homes, I like them. It's trustworthy. I got a good taste here. I got a better taste here. Right now the marketing's dug itself in a little bit. This octopus has got maybe a portion of them still on that cup, but another portion of them's over here. And now we got two arms really bringing that food in. Is this making sense so far? So yes, they're separate arms, but in reality, they need to work together. If this guy got sucked by that one post and then goes over to the website and is like, who in the heck is this guy? This makes no sense. This doesn't even look like the same company to what I was seeing on social media. All of a sudden, that suction cup's weak, food disappears, octopus isn't going to eat. I'll leave it there. Roger, you can continue on. I just wanted to kind of bring that full circle piece there.
Absolutely. So from that, what we want to do is kind of really drive home there is an ability or there is a possibility that some of you guys are ending up with an octopus that's a little unbalanced, right? Probably has an arm, a really strong arm over here and not so much over here, or maybe just has one arm. Actually, the majority of you guys, not only you guys, but in general, people out there, top results was at that point at one time, and we start building these arms out. So don't feel like you're out there alone. Just know that, look at your business and think about these arms, right? Really dive deep and say, where am I spending my marketing dollars? Where am I putting, how am I growing these arms, right? It's like, how many of these arms do I really have? And if you have a website, boom, that's number one. How many suction cups? How strong is that website? Number one, right? Boom. Look at that. Social media, easy wins. Do I have social media platforms set up? Profiles, right? Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, any of those, IG, right? And Instagram, anything that might be appropriate for your industry. Do you have them set up? Number two, are you posting, right? The suction cups, are you posting anything to them? Who cares if it's the same thing? I always kind of go back. I'd rather you do something than not, right? There's obviously more advanced things that you can be doing on social media, but if you're doing something, then good. But some advanced, we talked about, our partnership with Social Soaring. Man, that would be a perfect way to then go through a very strong platform, basically social media, build out an arm, and then just start working it out really hard, right? And getting it super strong so it works together with the website. But even at that, I still, like when I talk to Shawn, we still believe that, even with those, it's good, but you still have a little bit of an unbalance, because I believe that there is some money or some strategies being left on the table. Meaning, what we're starting to notice is that a lot of people are letting go some of those very strong traditional marketing platform, or just marketing in general, right? The word of mouth, the going to events, just kind of networking in general, mailers, things like that. I know sometimes we talk about, hey, digital, but there are some things that you should be looking at, because now we're talking to every industry, right? Every industry is different, and that's for you to test and see what really works for your industry. Not every arm on this octopus needs to be super strong, but you need to test and build out different arms and find out which ones actually work, which ones feed the offer the most, right? And work that arm out, right? But if you stick with one, which is what we see a lot, let's say you put all your eggs in one basket and you focus on the website and it gets really strong. Well, that's the only lead generation arm that you have. That's the only arm that's going to feed your website. What if you have a bad month, right? So you put everything, all the effort there, and you didn't spread the love a little bit, and you didn't put more exercise, more strength to another arm, or you didn't think about building a different arm to your marketing octopus here. So with that, let's go through some of these items, some other examples. And what we want to do is go ahead, Shawn.
Real quick on that, Kim, this is exactly what you and I were talking about today on our call. Right? You've got a really good arm right now, or a couple arms, in the fact of a text campaign, a cold calling campaign, and it's generating X a month. But she wants X coming in, and the X that's generating doesn't equal the total X that she's looking for per month. Well, it's because we're trying to rely on two arms to do that, right? So we need to get to the ultimate X goal of number of leads generated per month, we need to now look at, all right, I got two really long, strong arms, a lot of suction cups to them, a lot of possibilities to suck and grab hold of somebody, text campaign, cold calling campaign. I need to add a third and a fourth arm to this octopus so that I can start to double, triple, quadruple, right, my likelihood of it. Because to Roger's point, what if you have the bad month? That's like your lead was on the Mediterranean coast, but the arm that you built out got pushed by the current and it's over here floating next to Asia. Right? It's a strong arm. It's got a lot of stuff. The problem is it's over here trying to grab somebody off the Asian coast, and where your good month would have been was over in the Mediterranean. And that arm's just not there. That make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Anybody have questions on any of this part first before I'm going to stop sharing so I can actually see everybody. Anybody got any questions, clarity, ahas that they're starting to think of already before we get too much deeper into this?
One quick question.
Go ahead, Sigal. I saw your hand, and then we'll go over to Lorraine.
Yeah, today I got a lead as well, and I'm thinking that it's also got to do with my website that is super strong, because it actually came from a group from Hawaii, and they were located on Oahu, and she reached out to me, and the only reason she reached out to me is I'm sure she researched who she wants to close with, and I'm sure it's a lot to do with the website, because we really put a lot into that website, and I think it's looking good. It's giving the information and it's really performing, you know. There's also been some spams. So I don't know how those spams come, but they're also coming. But that was amazing because that's really a connection from Oahu. Unbelievable that she reached me first. I was like shocked. So thanks, guys. That's to do with the website. It's out there. It's rocking. Thanks.
Awesome. Lorraine, what'd you have?
So I guess two questions. First, does social media by itself have to be one arm, or can that be broken out into the different platforms? Like,
Great question.
you target the different platforms differently, like how you reach out on Facebook versus GMB versus all those others. So that's my first question.
Let me answer that one first, and then we'll dive into
Yeah, let's tackle that one first. That's a loaded one.
That is a really good question. Short answer, in the high, like 30,000 overview, 30,000 foot overview, that's what we've got right here on this diagram. Social media is just a arm. However, if you are getting super specific into the different platforms, each platform could become its own arm. Because think about the different platforms. Facebook, you might be really, your Facebook arm might be really strong with suction cups around live videos. I think of Mickey and Akin developers and their live walkthroughs that they do. It's a strong suction cup that really grabs a hold of somebody. But on Instagram, maybe it's something different. On LinkedIn, it's a different audience. So that's a different arm. It's fishing. Right? It's kind of floating off the coastline somewhere else, trying to suck somebody in. And each of the suction cups now become the different features of that social platform. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Roger,
That's what
I'm sure you wanted to add something there, Roger. So
yeah, I just wanted to kind of make sure that don't feel locked into one octopus diagram, because that's what it is at the end of the day, right? It's a diagram. It's a way for you guys to kind of like, sometimes we get stuck in the numbers and the actual professional looking diagram that we get lost. It's just everything's all over the place. But when you get something fun like an octopus, then you kind of just take a step back and look at, like the outside view of your business. And that's what we were showing there. To Shawn's point, it's just a quick view of the different general arms that you have for your marketing, for your octopus, right? What is feeding the actual offer? Then, Lauren, you can literally create another diagram of another octopus, and in the middle, put your social media marketing, right? And whatever the offer on social media or just social media in general. What are you doing for social media? And then every arm represents Facebook, LinkedIn, whatever it might be. And then each suction cup is what you're doing on that platform. So just keep that in mind. This is a diagram that can be sliced up however it works for you. So don't get stuck on just one. You can have multiple.
Remember, an octopus really only has 6 arms. Like a real life octopus only has 6 arms. But we're creating the world's most crazy, ungodly, large sea creature that everybody's afraid of. So our octopus could have like 50 arms. So Lorraine, what was your second question?
I think you sort of answered it already, because the way I'm thinking about an octopus is that at least for my strategy right now, I've kind of gotten away from the cold calling and the text messaging, and I'm using I'm trying to be more present in terms of getting face to face with people. So I was wondering, and I guess to Roger's point, the octopus is customizable. I'm wondering if like attending like Zoom webinars and things of that nature is an arm, because the goal behind that is to not only get in front of people, but then I'm tying them back to the website. So I guess it's wrapping 2 arms around each other for the most part. Okay.
How does an octopus maintain its catch and not let it go free and be able to bring it in? It's as many arms as it can get around it, right? It's going to help suck that thing and bring it in. Not one arm in itself can do all the work.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That makes thanks.
One example that you're doing right now, Lorraine, to run on, and some of you, I know JP has done this. One of the arms is literally podcasts. You can literally say podcast. Each suction cup represents a podcast that you want to be on. that you want to go and do a presentation, because that each one of those podcasts will have a link back to your website. And guess what? You can actually be very specific with that person and say, hey, I want to give some value. So I want you to redirect them to this specific page. And that can be the offer page, right? That can be literally your lead magnet page. That's important. That's important on your website that you want to lead them back to. So that webinars that you attend, put something that where you're not presenting, you're just there as, as an observer, as an attendee. That can be another arm, because who knows, maybe they allow you to share. And as you're sharing, like we do here, it's happened many times on this call where people start talking and then someone's like, hey, I can use your service, right? You just never know. And at least your Octopus would tell you, what are you doing, right? You can keep track of all your lead generation and keep them organized too, right? So they don't kind of mix up and start, so you know exactly where these leads are coming from and where you need to spend your time and money on.
Yeah, I'm still getting comfortable in front of video myself, but I'm slowly working out of it. But when I do attend these webinars, I put a pitch and I basically direct them to the page I want to go, similar to what you just mentioned. So I'm with you, Kim. We can work on it together in terms of doing video.
Do I hear the makings of the Kim and Lorraine show?
Hey, I like it. My sister's name is Kim too, so we could work it out.
Let's do this.
I don't know, two sassy ladies talking real estate. The Kim and Lorraine show, weekly episodes.
Just watch
that
out.
Shit'll sell.
Just watch out. They're not ready. They're not ready,
That's
Kim.
such a great idea.
Mickey, you want to get in? Mickey, you want to get involved in this? I'll freaking.
Oh yes, I would love to.
We have to have Mickey on there too. Yeah,
absolutely.
I would 100% be the video editor on that bad boy and do the production for that show, just to be there every week.
Hey, ladies, here's an idea, because Marie and I already have a group like that, and we call it It's Wine O'Clock Somewhere.
Nice.
And we are all in the real estate business in some way or another, and we get together and we chat about our real estate stuff and have a little wine and stuff. So there you go. We can be together because
now we have some more guests to invite.
Nice.
I know.
Hey, so it's funny you say that, because we kind of have like a mini group between ourselves. Maybe we just start recording those and posting it and just kind of go from there.
There's another arm.
Wow.
Now Kim's not going to show up on Thursday.
Any other questions on this part before we go another step here? Everybody's tracking so far. Anybody having some aha moments? Okay.
I really love the diagram, the picture of the octopus. So I had started sketching my own octopus, but I didn't figure out the vacuum, the suction and all. So this makes more sense to me. Now I'm going to go back and just try to at least put all the pieces at the right place so that it's not messy, and so that when one blocks comes out, I know where I'm putting it back and how they're interacting together. So thank you for putting it out.
Well, I'll tell you one thing I'm actually literally talking to Itzel as you guys were sharing some stuff, and it's already going to be in the works. There's going to be a TRC branded octopus, an example one and a blank one.
You got to brand that. It needs to be part of your stuff now.
It's going to be, and you guys will be the first to get access to the filled out version and a blank version that you can use to brainstorm and kind of build yours out with. So Itzel, I know you're on the call listening. That needs to be done by next Monday.
I'm doing it right now, actually.
Perfect. All right, Roger, what else did you want to kind of go down? I have a few ideas in my head, but I knew you were
sure. So
there.
I want to kind of keeping it close, right? Because I like the action that's being taken right here. I think a new show just appeared as well, so that's awesome. That's exactly what we're talking about. If you show up to these calls, doesn't necessarily show up to our calls, show up to other groups where you're at. You interact. You're out there. You're putting your information out there. You're putting your expertise, and you're learning too. Something maybe you learned this concept here, and you go and share it in another group, and you're seen as an expert. So always, it's always to spread the love and kind of position yourself, continue to pass on that knowledge, right? Because that's going to position you as the expert as well. So the final thing, I guess, that I want to kind of add to this, it's very simple, is making sure anytime there's an opportunity to interlink these arms, meaning let's just do something simple with your website and your social media. So in your website, you're going to have a lot of content that has to do with questions around your industry, represented by blogs, and things like that. So if you're posting, let's use the other arm, social media, make sure you're actually sharing the information. Even though we talk about it all the time, I don't see a lot of that happening. So if you are putting blogs on your website, you're putting that effort, you're having us do it, and you want to start sharing, definitely do that, right? That's a good way. The other thing is, if there's a specific keywords, right, that you're utilizing for your blogs, if you're doing it on your own, there's certain keywords that you're going after, do a post on your social media and mention that keyword. Make it that kind of like the priority of whatever the comment is that you're doing when you're going to do the post. Make sure you're using keywords. That's another thing I don't see enough of, right? So, and one of the things that you can do is put that keyword on your image that you're creating. So for a post, it should be accompanied by some kind of image, right? So if you're creating an image, might as well put the keyword in the image as well, right? If it's a phrase or whatnot, make sure you take advantage of that. Big takeaway here is interlink your arms. That's basically what I'm trying to get at. Interlink your arms. Don't kind of keep them siloed by themselves. With this octopus diagram, I am okay, and I would encourage you guys to make sure everything's interlinked.
Yeah, way to think of the interlinking piece is, go back to that analogy. I'm trying to wrap as many arms around my food as possible. That interlinking piece is kind of like how we take this suction cup and get them also attached to this one and get them attached to this one, right? So that we've got 2, 3, 4 different pieces. And where this comes, I'll stop sharing where I can see everybody again. Where this comes into real life. Let's say I'm still doing print ads. Say I'm doing door hangers. Door hanger is a very common marketing approach for a lot of different industries. I can on that door hanger say, come straight to my offer, right? Try to use that one door hanger to try to grab them with that one arm to bring them right into the offer, AKA, hey, here's my service, here's my product, whatever it is, call me today. Or that door hanger could tie to my social media, could tie to my website, could tie to something else by simply putting on that door hanger that, go check this out on my website, go check this piece of information out over here, follow us on social platforms, where I'm giving the prospect, in this case, the food that I'm trying to grab a hold of, I'm baiting it more. I'm manually interlinking them into my different arms. What Roger's talking about is more of a technical interlink, right? Between blogs to blog, blogs to service pages to pillar pages, all these type of pieces, social posts to blog posts, YouTube videos into elements of the website. All of this is more bait. The more I bait my potential prospect, the more opportunities I have to sink more suction cups onto them. If we were all fishers going out, fishermen, fisherwomen going out into the ocean to fish, if I put 70 lines in the water in an area, I got more chances of getting the fish that I want. I want to take that same concept into my marketing. And this right here, this has been it's a trend that I know I was a victim of very early on in business. We tried to rely solely on one, in today's analogy, one suction cup, not even one arm, just one suction cup to do all of the heavy lifting. And as business evolved, we couldn't keep the business moving just off the suction of one cup. We needed more cups on that arm. We needed more hooks on the line, so to say. But then as business continued to evolve, that one arm couldn't sustain us anymore. We needed more arms. And when I look at TRC 2020, we started with a single arm. And within a couple of months, we had to add another arm. Within a couple of months, we needed another arm. Within a few more months, we needed to add more suction cups to those arms to keep the growth going, the direction that we were heading, and to keep up with the demand that we knew was out there so that we could suck onto more opportunity. Questions, comments, ahas, ideas you want to spitball, anything? See people writing and typing away. I'm hoping it's good notes that you're writing down.
So this is an off-topic question, but I was just looking in the chat. Is the Real Estate Addicts, is that our TV show that we're doing?
Absolutely. That's the Emmy-winning TV show. And I'm going to get with the three ladies, and we are going to kick that off. And your first two guests are Liz and Marie.
Okay, perfect. Got it. Just wanted to. Love it. Love it.
Questions, comments, brainstorm ideas. Anybody else want a TV show idea for your business?
I want to say, man, I'm just flowing with ideas, and I've got my Octopus, and I got a whole bunch of things under a whole bunch of the arms. I'm just so excited. Finally, like, okay, this is the plan. This is it. I've been flopping around for a year.
You've been a floppy fish. Now you need to convert into an octopus.
There you go.
You were an armless octopus. Well, that's what it was.
Yeah, I needed suction cups.
So your TV show is The Doctor's In.
That's right.
Weekly episode, Doctor's In.
Mm-hmm.
Jane, what kind of doctor are you?
Financial analysis.
Oh, very good.
Business coach. Keep profits. All kinds of things. Let me read you my no.
She is a genius when it comes to HR and financial related discussions in a business.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So take that the Doctor's In and somehow get that word in there too. The Doctor's In for your financial fitness or whatever.
Oh, I'm telling you, if you started doing a weekly financial show called The Doctor's In, that'd take off. People start tuning in.
All right. And to Kim, I wanted to say, I've been afraid to do videos, but just to hit record on a Zoom thing when I'm the only one talking, I can do that. And I have another friend who started a ministry where she's doing a video and so she'll go along and, oh, she says, well, I messed that up. So she just keeps rolling with it. Just, own it. I messed that up. Here's what I should have said or something. Yeah.
I love it.
I do too.
Anybody else? Comments, questions, ideas?
So for me, I think my biggest takeaway is like having the lead magnet idea and done and ready. It helps me now tie in like all the arms of the octopus, because for us, Liz and I were very big into just always saying like, let us know how we can help. But now it's like we have an actual thing to promote, to actually say like, look at how we can do this for you and give them an offer. And every single like blog, YouTube, Facebook, like I feel like all of it now can turn back to check out this free ebook because this is what we're offering you.
It's funny you bring that up. You relied on, tell us how we can help. How many of you guys were able to say what you wanted help with when Roger and I said, tell us what topics you want us to discuss?
Right.
It was like crickets. That saying, hey, just let us know how we can help you. Hey, we're here to help. Just reach out and let us know. People don't know what they need help with.
We have to give them ideas. We have to give them a little bit of ideas because they don't know. It's too broad, maybe. We can say that, but then the other posts or whatever else can be ideas around how we can help you, which are some of the other topics that we have: the hoarders, the fires, the water damage, the other stuff inherited.
I've said this a number of times. It's worth repeating though. You want your suction cups to be super strong. It's always the what and the why. That gets their attention, that gets them stuck because we never are giving them the what. Who can tell me? If I'm always giving them the what and the why and I'm never giving them the what?
Answer.
The how.
Answer,
The
which
how.
is what? The how.
The how.
Exactly. The how is what? What's the how?
Money.
What's the how?
Call
the
to
paid
action.
subscription, the paid stuff.
Think about it. What's at the center of the octopus?
Aren't we the how?
You're the how. Your offer. Yeah. The how is you got to get inside the octopus. You got to be eaten by me. That's how. Notice when we do the Web Buzz podcast, Roger and I talk a ton about the what and the why. But we very, very rarely, if we do get into it, it's very small surface around the how. Why is that? The how is, we want you to go to our masterclass. We want you to download our avatar worksheet. We want you to download the silo worksheet. We want you to get on a business breakthrough call so we can talk about your online presence, your web marketing, your digital aspects, right? Your SEO. We want to get on a call to talk about how we can help take that off your plate. The how is us doing it. So you want your suction cup strong? All of your suction cups talking about the what and the why mixed with the interlinking, both technically, like Roger was speaking about, and figuratively, as I was saying, this pushing over to this, pushing over to this, multiple. I think Lorraine, you and I actually got deep into this today on our call, having multiple options to achieve the same outcome depending on the person's position in their journey with you. In Lorraine's case, it was an option to get straight to a call. It was an option to bypass all of that. I'm ready to roll. Here's a form. I want to fill it out. The other option was, hey, I'm just getting my feet wet. I just became aware of this. I want more knowledge, a video that they can watch, right? All three eventually led them to the same outcome, but she's going to build out three very strong suction cups around just this one area to really grab, hold, and hold on. Each one of them is the what and the why. The how is when they finally get through the whole process and they're working directly with Lorraine. Strong suction cups, strong arms, lots of what and why, very clear, technically interlinked, figuratively leveraged. I won't even call it interlinking. It's more leveraging the other arms around us. And now we just created the craziest sea creature octopus that anybody's ever seen. And when you do that, your competition sits there and goes, where the hell is all the opportunity? And Kim and Mickey and Marie and Jane and Segal, you guys are all sitting there going, I don't know, I got tons of opportunity. It's because your arms have gotten a hold of everything that's out there. And they're not letting it go. We good? We got some action items that they need to take now?
Regarding.
Go for it, Lorraine.
Oh, sorry. So I know we've probably spoken about this a couple of times, but maybe I'm overthinking this, which is probably likely. But the lead magnet is an extension of the blog?
Correct.
Okay.
Think of the blog as the appetizer menu. So it's a sampler, right?
Okay.
I go to the restaurant and I order the sampler platter. I get mozzarella sticks, chicken wings, some chips and dip, a couple, depending on the restaurant. Maybe there's 5 or 6 different samples on there. But I really fell in love with the chicken wings, so I want to go and order the chicken wings. Well, the lead magnet goes deeper into that. But is it still all the information?
No.
No. It's enough that we just got them sucked even harder that now they're asking even deeper how questions, which leads them to the next piece of the puzzle. In your case, it could be lead magnet to book a time to talk to me directly, or if you're ready to just bypass all of this, fill out the form.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes, sort of.
Are you sure? Doesn't sound like it did.
Because I guess I'm trying to figure out what comes first. Because I mean, the lead magnet, we're trying to get them to the website, I thought.
So great question here. What comes first? It's kind of like the chicken or the egg. In this case, we need the egg. We can't birth the chicken without the egg. It's kind of our starting point. What I mean by that is you need to know what your lead magnet is, because your lead magnet is an extension of your primary offer. Okay. It's a supporting piece of who you as Melanine Homes really are and how you support and what you do. From there, the blogs, the social content, the other forms of market, the videos that you get on, the Zoom calls that you get on, what you say on those calls when you have an opportunity to chat, the presentations you do, like with Mickey's group. These are extensions of even the lead magnet. Because when I'm speaking in front of Lorraine or Mickey's group, and I'm got everybody all excited and they're like, how do I get to know more about Lorraine? How do I know more about your services? It's, hey, go to melaninehomes.com/whatever and grab this free, whatever it might be, video series, ebook, download, whatever, to get a little bit more knowledge on. See where I'm going with it?
Yeah, because I'm thinking about what we spoke about earlier. And then, so this essentially the lead magnet would be in the front, and then, or at least the front of the page or the squeeze page, and then it leads to those three options that we discussed.
It could be.
Okay.
It absolutely could be.
Okay. Got it.
They also, actually, Jordan's a great example of this. Jordan's lead magnet right now is a free credit training. How to boost your score in 90 days. How to boost your score by 50 plus points in 90 days. That's his lead magnet right now. It's about a 45-50 minute video. However, he does a lot of social content. He does a lot of Facebook Lives. He's very active on social media. People reach out to him and have small conversations from those kind of pieces. And they don't necessarily need to go and get the lead magnet. In this case, they don't need to go through his video. They're ready from what they've learned and watched and discussed with him through Facebook, through Messenger, to just go ahead and get his service. So he's going to bypass them through that by getting them straight to the core offer page, right? His Facebook marketing, Facebook Lives, his social direct messaging, DMs, and instant messages have been strong enough cups to hold on to that person and bring them straight into the offer. Okay. Others, though, vaguely see something of his, don't necessarily reach out directly, and that's where he wants to funnel them through now. Is, hey, you caught this brief thing that I talked about for 20 minutes on this Facebook Live. If you want more about this, I've got this 50-minute training that goes deeper into boosting your score by 50 plus points in 90 days.
Okay.
Roger and I talk about it all the time on the Web Buzz podcast. As we're running towards the end, I typically say, if this was good, if you enjoyed today's episode, got some value out of this, and you want to learn how to really take your website to become the #1 marketing and sales arm of your business, go check out our free masterclass.
Okay.
Making sense here?
Yes. I think I was thinking of the lead magnet as this, it has to be like the book that you opt into, like an ebook or something. So now this, okay, that makes sense.
An ebook is just one form of a lead magnet. Lead magnets do not need to be an ebook. It could be a video series. It could be an audio. It could be your presentation that you did at Mickey's group could be your lead magnet.
Okay.
It could be a podcast. JP, for example, he's been on a number of different podcast episodes. Maybe there's one that he was on as a guest that was like super good. He loves it. Everything that came out of his mouth on it was perfect. That could be a lead magnet for him until he changes it up until maybe another episode comes around, or he does a different video, or maybe he realizes there's another book or something that could also be another hook on it. And I forget who asked this question a couple weeks. I think it was Jane. You know, should I have more than one? In time, you will. This octopus that Itzel's working on that we'll give you guys right away, it'll probably become another lead magnet for us. It'll be something that we refer back to like crazy, and we encourage people, go download it. Give me your name and email address. We'll send you over the diagram. That's just a picture diagram with some blank spots and example one filled out for somebody to use. But you know what? We have a podcast episode on it. I could literally take this training right now when it's done recording, put it up into YouTube, and put it on a gated page on our website and say, hey, here's a private training. Get access to a private training we did for our clients on this topic. All you got to do is give me your name and email address. You can get access to it. You guys got the luxury of being on live asking questions. The other person's just going to have to watch the replay of it, right?
Makes a lot of sense. Yep. Okay, thank you for explaining that.
Absolutely. Anybody else? Going once, going twice. If not.
Yeah, I wanted to call out the other day when you actually called us all out about not looking at the video but not responding. Thank you for that.
Which one?
You'd asked for some more ideas for what you wanted to see on the blog or on the podcast.
Oh yeah.
And I had actually just scrolled by it and hadn't even, because sometimes when you're on Facebook, when you go back, you can't see it anymore because you've already seen it, so they hide it from you. So it's like having that extra call about remind me, oh yeah, I need to go back and comment on that thing. So thank you.
You're welcome.
And I think that's kind of a useful thing maybe I could take away from it, is like when maybe some people are not seeing that, or we see that they saw it or they liked it, just going back and responding to some people may not make a comment, but if you go back and look and see who liked it and call them out specifically, hey, I saw you like my blah, 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 is there something I can help you with, or that sort of thing, and maybe another way to get into.
So I'm gonna steal this phrase from my man Jordan. Instead of manufactured spend, it's called manufactured engagement. It's the call out technique. I'm manufacturing the engagement, and I know JP and I see Jessica just jumped in here too. They could totally elaborate more if we had time on why we want to get engagement on posts. And sometimes if the post isn't getting that initial traction, you have to force it. And that's a technique that I've used for years. Is I see that so-and-so saw it or so-and-so liked it, but they never said anything. And I know I had something in there like, let me know in the comments. I'll play that game where I'll tag somebody and go, hey, Steven, I saw you gave it a like. I'm just curious. What are your thoughts? And it tends to work. It's actually a strategy for YouTube as well. When people do comment on YouTube videos, your Facebook Lives, they comment, don't just say thank you. Ask another question back or say something that's going to get them to reply back. The more pings to it, the more engagement on it. It's kind of like SEO. Roger talks about it all the time. The more pings to a website, the more times your page just gets viewed. Helps. Same thing on that side. So good pickup on that. Anything else? Going once, going twice. All right. Well, with that being said, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week. It's not this week, but next week we are kicking off. I'll talk a little bit more about it on next Monday night, but next Wednesday, those that are definitely already on the HubSpot platform, it's going to be a call you want to make sure you mark down on your calendar, the final Wednesday of every month. I forget what times I put in there. I think it was 12 to 1 Pacific time. I'm going to be doing an open HubSpot Q&A call so that you guys can get on and just talk through, hey, I'm doing this and that, and I need help with this. It's also designed if you're interested in HubSpot, you're thinking about moving your business onto the HubSpot platform. You want to learn more about it, jump in, see those calls, and just kind of be a fly on the wall, kind of, so to say, or ask questions about certain features to learn a little bit more about it. But that's going to kick off the first one's going to kick off next Wednesday for it. So be sure to mark your calendar on that. Some of you guys I have calls with throughout the rest of the week that are part of the 6-month challenge. I look forward to talking to you and seeing how things are going there. Anything you want to end with, Roger, before we sign everybody off?
No, I think we're good. I think there was enough information for today. So thanks, guys, for joining. We'll see you next week.
All
Thank
right.
you.
You guys have a good one.
Good night.
Bye.